Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to your own channel Midu Study. I am your friend Ashutosh from IIM Indore, and friends, as you all know, Midu Study is your own channel in which we discuss various MBA topics and subjects in a very simple manner. We have different MBA modules on marketing, strategy, operations, organization behavior and HRM. Today's video, my dear friends, is on organization behavior OB module. Let me revise you what we have already done so that we can connect and have a link. This is the fifth video. In first three videos, video number 1 to 3, we discussed about the introduction to the OB in which we understood what organization behavior or OB subject is all about. Then in last video, video number 4, we started our next chapter, chapter 2, which was on individual behavior, and today we will discuss it further and talk about values and attitudes. With this, this chapter will get complete, and in next video we will start third chapter on personality. So this is the second video on individual behavior. Those who have not watched our previous video, please watch it so that you understand the concept of individual behavior and then proceed for values and attitudes. Let us start. First of all, let me define values for you. So what is values? See, value is a very common term. We will always have listened that this person has these values, his values are good, value system is bad, or he needs to work on this particular value. But what is value all about? Built on the basis of her, what all constitute values? Family background. So every one of us will have some particular family background which constitutes to our value system. Culture in which we are brought up and we spend our major part of the time, that also keeps on evolving our value system. Past experiences that we had and the ethical standards in the society, all this constitutes to values. So take an example, a person is born in a very rich culture, rich heritage is there in the society, people are always helping each other, so he will have a different set of value system. Imagine another child who is born in a country like maybe Iraq or Afghanistan or Syria, which frequently have wars or conflicts. His value system will be different altogether. Past experience, a child who has had a very smooth background in his entire life, parents were there, he has elder siblings to take care, he got good education, and then there is a child who maybe is an orphan, had not seen his parents, or maybe in young age they passed away, has no brother or siblings and has been brought up by some uncle or maybe some take care center. His value system will be different. What is the family background? Even you won't believe the order in which a child is born, means in a family, in which number he is, that also impacts the value. So if one is an elder sibling, his value system will be different. If it is a younger sibling, the value system will be different. So all this constitute to value. They form the base and individual's attitude, perception and behavior. So when we say that this person behaves in a particular manner, that behavior is because of the value system which he has and which get developed because of all these factors. Perception, we will discuss in OB, there is a complete detailed chapter on perception. So perception is the lens through which we see the outer world. That also depends on the value system that you have. Attitude, in particular situation how you react. We will discuss in detail about attitude in today's video itself. So all these are basically dependent upon the value system. Let us discuss the types of values. So according to RVS, which is Rockich Value Survey, we can classify values into two, terminal and second is instrumental. So what is terminal? From the name itself, see terminus. What is normally when we talk about terminal or terminus in context of your flights or context of railway, represent the end state of individual's effort, what someone is trying to achieve in his whole life. Such value consists of goals that individuals set for themselves in the life. So what goal we have? Our goal is leading a cheerful life, or our goal is leading a secure life, or our goal is leading a lavish life. All that is basically your terminal values. And then the instrumental values work as means to achieve the terminal values. So means to achieve these terminal values, those values are known as instrumental values. Let us take some examples of these and then we will see some examples how they are interrelated. So read these things which are there on the slide. These are examples of terminal value. For example, your true friendship, mature love, self-respect, happiness, inner harmony, equality, freedom, pleasure, social recognition, wisdom, salvation, family security, national security, sense of accomplishment, world of beauty, world of peace, comfortable life, exciting life. So all these are something which one wants to achieve in life. Now It can be that there is one terminal value, or sometimes it can be a set of terminal value also. So for some person, two important things can be leading a comfortable life and as well as family security. Now let us take some examples of instrumental values which helps in achieving this terminal value. Cheerfulness. So if someone wants to lead a contented and peaceful life and he is not cheerful, that will not be possible. So cheerfulness. Ambition, love, cleanliness, self-control, capability, courage, politeness, honesty, imagination, independence, intellect, broad-mindedness, logical, obedience, helpfulness, responsibility, forgiveness. All these are examples of instrumental values which help in achieving those terminal values. Now we will take two examples and see how they are interrelated. So see, if terminal value of an individual is a comfortable life, and I have taken this example because many of us have this, that I don't want any tensions in life and my ultimate aim is that I and my family should have a comfortable life. Now to achieve that comfortable life, what are the instrumental values? Ambition. See, if you want to live comfortable life, you need to have some ambition and then work towards it. You need to have intellect, you need to have capability. Without these, comfortable life will be difficult. Let us take another second example, world at peace. So if terminal value is world at peace, you are aiming for world at peace. Now without being forgiving, if you are not forgiving on every small matter, people in your society in which you are keep on fighting amongst each other. See, take example of a small office setting also. In some offices you will see it is a culture that boss and subordinates amongst themselves, everyone is keep on fighting on simple matter, and at somewhere there is kind of peace in the department. So that is something which, if you want that overall team should work and achieve the goal, and then there is no harmony, how is that possible? So similarly, without being forgiving, you cannot achieve a world at peace. Helpful, polite, all these are required to have a world at peace. These were few examples of how terminal value and instrumental values are interrelated. Now a very interesting topic, categorization on the basis of generation. So the generation which is there, basis that what value system is, and you can very easily relate it when I will tell you this particular age groups. Imagine people in your own family. So one category will be of your grandparents, then your parents, then your elder siblings, and those who are married. The another category can be your children. So let us start and then relate why value system is different in generation. So first category is the builders, and these builders are the people who were born before 1945. Reason for keeping it separate is because before that, in international context, it was time of World War II. So people before who have born this, they have seen World War when the entire world were fighting. There were two groups and two set off, and for 6 years everyone was fighting amongst each other. India was also not independent. We got independent in 1947. So in India, the people who are born before 1945, they have seen World War and they have seen themselves as slaves of British. They have not born in an independent India. So at that time there were very difficulties. So people at that particular time who were born, they will value financial security because they have seen crisis situation, teamwork, close family ties, conservatism, loyalty for respective organization. So many of us would agree, our grandparents, those who had working grandparents, many of us would have grandparents who were into, I would say, maybe agriculture or home related activities, but those who were working in one organization, they would join and retire from the same organization because there was loyalty at that particular time. Then came the baby boomers who were born after this 1945 until 1964, this particular 18 to 20 years. So they were born after the World War. They have not seen any major world war happening. They were born in an independent nation. Within 2 years, country was independent. So they valued success and ambition because this was the time when there is new India developing. People need to be ambitious and be successful. So this is the category of baby boomers. Next come a very interesting generation, the X generation. So some of our parents, if you would see, will be in this age, or even our elder siblings, we can say 1965 to 1980 period. So at this particular time, focus was more on materialism. So on earning more and more material success. I should have big car, big bungalow, this thing, that thing. This kind of materialism evolved and is found in between 65 to 81 people. Team orientation, and they also focused on work-life balance because if somewhere financial security is achieved, a generation before them, a basic infra is set. Grandparents have set a basic infra, parents have been working towards it. So for them, this was not basically that particular importance. People who are born in this particular age group, you will see, they will more value your things which give power. So in this particular time, people were more, I would say, attracted towards civil services, becoming IAS and IPS, those officers, because they wanted that material success to be there. Next comes the generation Y generation, which most of us are there, this 20 years, 81 to 2000. So the major feature of this generation is that we have seen internet, we are familiar within our school journey, or for some school close, but in our college journey or before we started work, we have become familiar with internet. And becoming familiar with internet is important because that acted as a huge reservoir of information. Our parents, if they wanted some information, they would have to go to library or borrow books. Then there was not even photocopy machine at that time. I even remember my parents when they were studying. At that time there used to be this carbon paper. They used to make handwritten notes and carbon copies of that. All that used to be there. But our generation has never even gone through that. We have access to desktop or laptops or tablets. We do Google search and all the resources are available. E-resources are available. So for this generation, dominant values are self-reliance, because we are not dependent on anyone else. We can get information. At previous times, without a good lecturer or a tuition teacher, studying was not possible. Nowadays, YouTube is there, online resources there. If you provide internet and tablet to a child, he can study very well. He is not dependent on anyone else. Financial success and synergy. Now this generation is aiming for financial success. They want to earn more and more, grow financially. Loyalty for organization is not there. Let us move to the next category, which is the Z generation. So Z generation are people born between 2000. So people who are in schools or early college, and for those of us who are married, our children are basically belonging to this category. So these are the children who from their childhood have seen your mobiles and e-devices, are familiar with all these things, and so they are experiencing immense advancement in technology, and different approach of socialization and lifestyle is there. Why it is mentioned different approach of socialization? Because see, if we remember our childhood, we used to live, most of us used to live in a joint family system, and for us social life was along with cousins or maybe physical bonding with people. But for today's children, they are more into social media. They have their accounts on your social media sites, and for them socializing basically means virtual socializing. And values, so are technological skills. They are very tech savvy. You might not know about any new app or new system on the feature on the mobile phone or tablet, but a 4 or 5 year old kid would know, because this generation is having technological skill. It is there in the value system itself. Ability to multitask. Today's children, they can very well multitask. It is not that they will do one activity, close it and then other. No, they have this habit. They can study simultaneously, they can browse simultaneously, they can socialize, everything, because they are born in this particular time. They are flexible, they are confident, and they approach to diversity. This was all about categorization on the basics of generation. Let us move to the second part of today's video, which is on attitude. So we have discussed about values. Now let us talk about attitudes. What is attitude? Refers to tendency of individual to respond in a specific set of situation. Take a small example. For those who are working, boss calls for a meeting. You are team of 4, and something goes wrong. You miss the deadline. Your team, as a team, if you are into some development, so he says very harsh words, and that you people are not professional, and this. All 4 can have different way of reacting. One will be calm and composed, take it in a positive manner, and see that in future this is not happening. One might get agitated, that if he is bored does not give him right to say anything. Two can be who are not bothering at all. It is his work, every day he will say, then he will forget. So what is this? Situation is same, the person who is saying thing is same, but every individual is reacting in a different manner. This individual reaction basically is the attitude. There are 3 main components of attitude. First is cognitive. What is cognitive? It is evaluative component developed in individual on the basis of the past experience and memories. So whatever past experience and memory one has had, basis that what is developed is the cognitive. Second is affective component, that is responsible for building up emotional setup of the individual. And third, behavior component that changes the way a person behaves in a situation. So all these are the components of attitudes. Now let us discuss about some of the main types of job attitudes, or different attitudes which a person can have on job. First, my dear friends, is job satisfaction. So a person can be satisfied on his job. When we say satisfied, means he is more or less contented. What he wanted to do and what he's actually doing, he is satisfied with that. Second can be job involvement. When we say job involvement, it means he is involved in his task and working accordingly. It is not that he is just completing his 9 to 5, 8 hours and coming out. He is involved in the work and doing it. And organizational commitment means he is overall more or less committed to the organization also. So these are the three different types of job attitudes. So friends, this is all about today's video, in which we discuss about attitudes and values. And with this, our individual behavior topics gets completed. In the next video, we will start our third unit, a very important and very, I would say, interesting concept which you will find, which is personality. We always say that he has a good personality, or his personality is kind of dominant, or he has a personal personality. But what is personality? What makes personality? And how having different personality can affect your jobs is something which we will study in the next video. Friends, if you are liking our content, please like our video, share and subscribe to Midu Study. And if you have any feedback, you can write on our mail ID midu.study@gmail.com, or you can write in the comment section and we will definitely respond to it. Till then, thank you, take care, good day.